That's Mr. Blue Sky at ELO and Jeff Lynne. And I was just saying before, he wrote that in Switzerland.
Well, that's unbelievable.
Didn't you play in Switzerland?
Yeah, I did play in Switzerland. This was the last. This was the very end. And I was asked to go. No, after Trevor Francis, where were we? In Australia. Trevor knew a guy called Raimondo Ponte who played at Nottingham Forest, who was a Swiss international, really Italian by birth, but played for Switzerland, played for Grasshoppers.
Okay.
And he invited me over, and it was fantastic. I went there for a year, and we trained every night, but it was gentle compared to what I was used to. Yeah. And I absolutely adored it, I swear. We were just outside Zurich, and my kids came with me, and with a year out there, they learned to ski, and they ended up both skiing for Great Britain, juniors.
Really? Wow.
Slalom, giant slalom, Super G. It was just a wonderful part of my life. But, funny little story. So, Raimondo Ponte, multilingual, and over there it was different to here.
Was that another player, multilingual?
They don't really winger, and they don't really go out and enjoy themselves. But anyway, he allowed me one night. He said, "If you want to go out, no problem." And there was a bit of misunderstanding where we're going to meet and who was going out, right?
That is one common thread through your life, isn't it, Alan?
Yes.
Misunderstanding.
So,
there's a bit of a misunderstanding.
So we're in this little bar, a medieval town outside Zurich called Baden. Not Baden-Baden, but Baden. Cobbled streets, medieval town, beautiful flowing river, and stunning. But there's only me and the first team coach, right? And I'm like, where is everyone? Now, the problem I've got, I don't speak German or Swiss German. He doesn't speak English, right? His name was Arno. Little guy, 5'2". I think he played for Eintracht Frankfurt. Little fullback. Lovely guy, and I'm sitting there on my fourth beer thinking, and he likes a beer, that's the good news. So we've had 4 bottles of beer each, and I've looked, and I went, Arno, no one's coming. Shall we go? So, cut a long story short, the next day we get in training, there's no Arno. He's missing, right? So Raimondo Ponte comes in, and it was a light bit of training. It was a stretch, a jog, and just got a light sweat on. And he said, Alan, do you have a minute? I went, yeah, no problem, Raimondo. He says, what happened last night? I said, what do you mean what happened? I said, there was a misunderstanding. We were meeting. Some of the guys went to other bars. It was me and Arno, and we had a great time. And he looked at me, you had a great time. I said, yeah, wonderful. Why? What's the problem? He said, well, Arno hasn't made training. I spoke to his wife. He was out for 10 hours drinking with you. I don't understand. You don't speak German. He doesn't speak English. We were telling each other jokes. His career, my career. It was fantastic.
The language of alcohol?
I think it was, yes, I think it was Beck's. I think it was the language of Beck's. Fabulous.
Right, tell me the Neil Young tracks you wanted to play.
After the Gold Rush or Southern Man, or you give me the After the Gold Rush and Harvest were just wonderful. I had an older brother. I still have an older brother, actually. He's 7 years older, and he got me into.
I've heard 2 versions. Go on.
He got me into all those great albums: Tapestry, James Taylor, Neil Young, and I loved it. Loved it. So you can pick any you like.
Okay, let's play After the Gold Rush.
You're just an old hippie, aren't you, really, Alan?
Do you know, I probably would have been.
Are,
yeah, if I had any hair, it'd been long.
Yeah.
A few of those fellas you played with did have the hair. I remember.
Oh, I did in those days.
You
had massive hair in the day. You had big hair.
In those days, yeah.
You had a good old afro back in the day, didn't you?
Art Garfunkel, you know. But I did. I was into this. But in those days, you tried to be different, didn't you? You try to be different. You know, people are into Roxy or this and that. You'd want to find something different.
And you rather than looking like Ferry or Bowie, you want to look like Art Garfunkel.
Well, I couldn't help it. You know, you can't do anything with your barman, can you?
You know what it's like.
I know, I've had it on my... Look, I've had Mick Hucknall for 25 years, mate. You know what I mean? It's tough out there.
But,
it's tough out there, Alan.
2 classic albums. I love it, and I still listen to it.
Okay, here we go.